Good morning. Okay, but I was trying to go live on the Facebook. Goodness. Okay. We're gonna go. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I can't see you right now. I'm getting ready to go live on Facebook for us. Tuesday. And okay, share to a group. Helps if you know how to spell. Is it working? Holly, will you keep an eye on the Facebook live stream for any questions? You're okay. Oh, that's right. I'll run it on here. I didn't even think about it. Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you?
Good morning.
Morning, Miss Susan. So we're going to change the phones over. Thank you. I hate listening to myself. No, you're okay. There's a reason I don't watch these back. Once they're done, they're done. So we'll run this. Sorry, guys, I'm getting myself set up here. I'm running a little slow today. All right. Okay, so it's 9:04. We're going to jump in. I want to start with the DocuSign update real quick. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to switch to DocuSign. And we're going to sign in. Okay, so I'm going to change some things here, move this up to there. Okay, so this is DocuSign Rooms. If you aren't familiar with this, I would encourage you to become familiar with it. So the next thing that I want to show you is that if you click on your beautiful face or KW icon, this lovely menu shows up. And if you select switch to e-signature, it brings you to a different part of DocuSign. And that different part of DocuSign, okay, thank you. I don't need all these. It's going to try to walk you through tips here, but we're going to go to templates. And I just want to show you something really cool. So as you can see, I have my client contact information form set up as a template. I have a spot for client 1 and a spot for client 2. And then if we go to edit, you will see that I have this set up to where clients 1 and 2 have designated places labeled. No, maybe. Okay. If I were sharing this with people, this template, I would put a description here, but I'm not, so I didn't. This is the form that I use, the PDF, and then these are the 2 roles. Now, say this was something that you really wanted like Connie to sign every time. you could put Connie in here as the role of broker and put her information in. That way, after your clients put their information in, it automatically sent to Connie. Dear new client, please take a moment to fill out this information form. I put a high value on making sure that I get you contacted correct or directly. So I just copied and pasted that for both email messages. And then we're going to press next. And like I said, as you can see, just like in an envelope, all of these have their designated places and their designated people that fill them out. So we're going to save and close. And then what I did was I pressed this little drop down arrow and I said create power form. Now we're not going to create a second one because I already have one going, but what I do want to show you is that if we go over here to Google Docs and we switch to the right email account, if we go to Google Docs and we go to this link, watch this, you guys, it gets good. Voila, this is what your clients experience. So for me, I just send this link via text message to my clients and they get to fill out that they're Elysse Jinkens and that their email is elysse.jinkens@kw.com, or that they're Holly Kreska at, is it H Kreska? It helps if you spell it right, KRSKA at kw.com. And then check this out. Now we'll obviously only be able to see our screen, but Holly has the same experience as what we're about to experience, except she gets this in an email form. Hey, so-and-so's invited you to fill out this form. Okay, now you do have to agree to the terms. I agree to use electronic records and signatures. You can read the note right here, view more, read the note, continue. It automatically fills out its name. It automatically fills out the email address because they had to type that in. We're gonna fill in the mailing address. Highland Road, Rocky Mount, Missouri, 65072. And then you can see that this spot is blank. That's because this is where Holly will put her address. 673-286-1311. I found that people don't like naturally put the dashes in themselves, so maybe encourage them to. Up to you. Again, this line is blank so that Holly can fill hers out there. The same with the birthday. Now, the reason that I do it that way to where each person has a specific line is so that I know whose information is on what line. So for example, if they had different mailing addresses, I would know that Holly's mailing address is on the bottom line. Holly's phone number is on the bottom line. Holly's birthday is on the bottom line. Does anyone share partial ownership with you? Not at the moment. And where did you find out about Elysse Jinkens? Walk-in. So I ask this question to know what lead generation sources are working for me, where I need to sink more money into and where I don't, or where I need to pull money out of to sink more money into other places. And this one is so that I can ask them basically if they're married or not, because does anyone share partial ownership with you is getting me around that question that I'm not really allowed to ask. So we're going to press finish. And then they have the option to download or print. When they press finish, we're just going to press close because I'm going to walk you through what you as the agent receive. So as the agent, you get to see DocuSign Elysse Jinkens has viewed the DocuSign. So like, because I've already filled it out, Holly now gets a message and then they'll send me the finished one once Holly fills it out. Okay. Did I confuse anyone? Did I go too fast? We went over this like in super depth in the Jeff City office last Friday. This is how the onboarding packet is now. So if you have any agents that you've recruited onboarding, this will now be their experience. Mike and I have worked hard on making that happen. So that's the DocuSign update. Let's move on to the Q&A. Who has questions? And if you have questions on Facebook, Holly and I are both watching the Facebook group just to be able to answer there as well. No one has questions this week?
I've got a question.
I knew somebody would. Okay, what you got?
Okay. Last week you were doing your checklist in Command. How did you get those forms in there? Because when I go into mine, it's totally blank.
The tasks?
The checklist.
Okay, so like the checklist that I made myself in Command?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go through that. I'm gonna sign in, Elysse Jinkens. So the first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna go to opportunities. The only thing that really stinks about this is that you do have to go phase by phase. And what I mean by that is you have to click on cultivate, add the tasks that you want there. You have to click on appointment, add the tasks that you want there. We'll start with active under listings. So you click on active and then you go to edit stages in the top right-hand corner. And then this center column here is checklist. Yours probably says 0 out of 0 items. And you're going to click on the 0 out of 0, and then you click on add item at the bottom left of the pop-up menu, and then you can add each thing. So you can also give your clients an update. If you want them to, you can pick and choose which ones give them updates. For example, if we go under contract and then go to edit stages, we can see that when earnest money is received for a listing that I have under contract, my clients get a client update the next day after I check this box off. And that's because that's something that I want them to know that we've received a copy of. And like things like submit the paperwork, they don't need to know that I've submitted the paperwork. Hopefully they trust me enough to know that I have and that I'm taking good care of them. I would hope that I have shown that by example. Susan, I can send you the full list of what each topic has under it as a checklist item. I got that from an agent in Canada, so pick and choose the items as you see fit and how you would choose to run your business. Any other questions?
No, sounds good.
Okay. And let's see here. Did we have anything on Facebook yet? Holly, is there anything else we need to cover? What was it? Oh, yes. Okay, let's take another deep dive into DocuSign real quick. So we're gonna go to rooms. And I may or may not have one that we can use. Test room, that's the room we want. Sorry, took me a second to find it. Documents. let's go get my client contact information form. Oh man, I totally just selected the wrong thing. Okay, here we go.
All right, just want to check.
Okay, this is the form that we need. We're gonna press File, Download, PDF. Hang on, just. Okay, so we downloaded this form. Now we're gonna go to DocuSign Forms. We're gonna press Add from Computer. And all that we're doing here is uploading. You can also drag and drop into the screen. I just am used to uploading it the difficult way. So we're gonna go to Envelopes. We're gonna press Add. And we're gonna do test doc. That way we know it's not something important. Client contact information form here. And we're gonna add participant. We're just gonna send this to ourselves right now. So I'm not gonna type a note or anything. But if we were sending this to a client, we would set this up better. But I'm just assuming that you guys know how that all works. Because hopefully you're sending your clients things through DocuSign. Let's see here, switch back to that. Okay, so if we want to move just the name over, we can. We're going to put a text box here for the mailing address, the phone number. Now, okay, here's where things get kind of cool. So with the phone number, we go to validation on the right. We can select the drop down and select that this has to be numbers. A decimal separator is a period. Okay. And then if we move this text box over, we can tell it that it has to be an email address. Now, since it has to be an email address, let's give it some length here. You could also bring over this email box, and then that would automatically generate the email, but that's trusting that you typed it in correctly. So we'll also move this over and put it here, and we'll drop this down. Birth date is not available, so I don't think I'm going to select anything here because I really don't want to deal with their social security number. So then the rest, this is text and this is text. And then also, yes, Holly is on it. There used to be a spot. Is this it? Hang on, I'm messing with stuff. That's not it. Okay. So there is also a way that I've forgotten about somehow. Validations, not it. Location, calibration. Recipients can calibrate. Don't think so. Maybe it's create a rule. Oh no, that's complicated. We'll experiment with create a rule later in life. Okay, so there used to be a way that you could add a custom field. Here we go. You add a custom field. You add the name, birth date, required, great, save. Oh, stinker. Never mind. Okay, it didn't work. Forget that. So we're going to go to standard fields, and I want to show you the check boxes. So say that this item needed checked 1 out of 2. So like you're labeling it yes or no. So say that they needed to select 1 out of 2 of these boxes. You're going to add them using the plus button, and then it adds a second box, and you can see that they're looped through this dot here. That dot means that you can select one or the other, but you have to do the checkbox validation. Under validation here, you do select at least, and then at least 1. Okay, so they know that they have to check at least 1 of these 2 boxes. It will not let them move on unless they check 1 of these 2 boxes because of the way that we have it set up. Now we can also select at most, select exactly, and select a range. And we can check a box for them. If we go to checkbox values, then we can check the box and voila, the box is checked. So I'm going to delete these. Not that it's actually going to a client, but that's how you deal with the check boxes. And we're going to send this. It's going to email us. Hey, please DocuSign this review document. And from there, we're going to press continue. It's going to pretend that I have a lot of stuff to sign. See, look, I pressed finish trying to skip it, and it's making me fill something in. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh, hey, you put a letter there and it needs a number. I just typed some stuff. We don't actually need that. And then this says, whoa, hey, that's not an email address, a@test.com. Finish. Okay. So that's that. And it will always take you into DocuSign e-signature after you've filled out an envelope. I'm not sure why that is. I think that's just some settings that they have. Okay. What else do we got? I should say, what else do we have? What other questions? Anybody?
How about adding people to DocuSign?
Okay, let's add people to our DocuSign rooms. Holly wants this because she wants to be automatically added to my DocuSign room. So if you have an admin, I encourage you to, in fact, add them to your DocuSign rooms because you really only have to set this up once. So we're going to go to rooms and we're going to select a room to add Holly to. What do I have? That's co-owner contract here. This isn't mine. Those are Denny's. That's closing today. Not sure what that one is. None of these are. Okay, well, I'm going to show you how to delete a room out of your thing real quick, clean up a little bit. So you're going to click on the room, you're going to go to action, you're going to say close room. You're going to tell it why our offer was not accepted. So we're going to press submit, and then you're going to press actions again, and you're going to say approve. Now that gets it out of your active rooms. If I wanted to go to my closed rooms, I still could. That's not a problem there. Same with this one. This one, our offer was not accepted. Actually, our offer was not submitted at all because they decided to buy for sale by owner, which is fine because they're in love with that for sale by owner. Okay, we're going to go to rooms again. Have I cleaned up enough? Yes. So we're going to go to Anna chairs and we're going to add people. So we're going to invite Holly. Oh, it's asking for email. Good job. Now, if they have been onboarded, their email will be in here. She's going to be on the buyer side. We're going to give her agent owner permission so that she can write documents and whatnot. That's how you add her to a room. Now, share form access, any room. Ta-da! I believe we're going to test this out. If I create a new room, agent owner, and list them by side, new, save, people. Oh, it didn't do it. Okay. There's a way that I'm going to have to look up and do another video on that automatically adds your admin to every room after you've added them the one time. So we'll have to look that up and then I'll do a short video on it. I thought that's what it was. Let's look at this. Side and room role. Transactions. History, access. Okay, I'll have to figure it out. I'll get that figured out and then show you guys how to do that. Any other questions? No. Okay, this was a quick class. I think we're going to try to keep them to under 45 minutes from now on, just because I think I start to lose you guys at about that point. So no worries, because an hour is a long time to be learning something. But also, the next training that we have is 4, 5, 6 on the 6th. So we'll make sure that we have some content there. I'm not sure what it is yet. Haven't planned it out for next month, but the training calendar is coming out soon. As a reminder, if you have closings over the next couple of days, please, please, please make sure that everything is in command, that your commissions are submitted, that your documents are accepted. Please keep in mind that Mike will be transmitting. Every month we balance, well, by we, I mean Mike. Every month Mike balances all of our books out because we are an open book company. And we have to have those numbers to bring you beautiful content for the sales meetings every month. So please make sure that all of your stuff is accepted. Just as a reminder, try not to schedule closings at the end of the month so that you can get paid in a timely fashion. While Mike's transmitting, he can't really be cutting checks. So other than that, I hope that you all have a beautiful day. Don't forget, if you're in career development, Jordan's class is tomorrow at 2 p.m. in the HH conference room. And I think that's everything this week, according to my calendars. Have a beautiful day.